Good morning everyone. You join me today. I'm on my way to Hook Norton Railway as part of my little seasonal visits out to the South Hill cutting, basically to see what the weather's doing to the site. I don't normally come this way. This is the Over Norton to Little Rollright Road, but I thought I'd just pop down and have a look at the railway bridge where the Banbury and Cheltenham Direct Railway runs from Chipping Norton to Banbury and crosses this road. This line was opened in 1887. So I thought, well, we'll go and have a look. Don't normally come this way. And let's have a look, see what I found. It's rather a nice little bridge actually, as you can see. Got that usual feature up the top there, what I call the picture frame motif. That's very nice. Seems to be a mixture of blue engineering and red brick. Then we move to the left and you can see the buttress just there, and just behind that tree you can see that. Another nice abutment with a stone cap. There we are. That's got it. And through that gate. And there's the embankment. You can't see that with this in this light. The railway track goes away down there to the south, about 2.5 miles to the Chipping Norton Railway Tunnel, which we will be visiting in the not too distant future. Across the other side of the road then, and there's the this is the Great Rollright side of the road, heading towards Banbury. There's another abutment with a nice cap on, buttress wall, basically a mirror image of the Chipping Norton side. Pan out there, and you can see now the difference between this one and the other side. This was a hole in the wall. Oh, we'll have a look at that in a minute. That one's lost its rather nice top, and I'm guessing I know where that is. Down in there, all in bits. So here's the damage, here's the hole in the wall, and as you can see, the internal skin is laid in soldier courses, 90 degrees to the outer, the face skin. Something that's quite interesting. I don't know what's happened to those bricks, whether they've been frosted or whether they've been vandalised, but shows an interesting feature of the construction of the wall. And there's a view of the track bed, looking towards the A3400 road bridge, the filled-in road bridge that we looked at in the last video, but this time from the Chipping Norton side. Again on my to-do list, I need to walk that one at some point, but this one looks as if it gets a regular mow, so what exactly is going on up there? Might be just an access to fields further up the valley. And from the top of the embankment on the Rollright side, looking across to the Chipping Norton side of the bridge, and you might be able to just make out the track bed running away through the trees, heading towards Chipping Norton. I just popped out for a nice quiet walk. That's the Swerford Road Railway Bridge. You will recognise that from previous videos. I'm on the South Hill cutting, about 100 yards from the Swerford Park Hook Norton Tunnel, just to see basically what state the site's in after the winter. So I'll just have a pan round. I don't know whether you can see just how dry it is. Look at those hart's tongue ferns looking decidedly wilted. Incredibly dry here then at the moment. No sign of any forestry work here. Reference ash tree dieback, but carry on up and have a look round. See what it's looking like. Yeah, the wind rustling through the trees. It's quite windy again today. Another reason I decided to have a wander up here, because these GoPro cameras, they do generate a lot of wind noise. That's one of the not so good features about them. And that's not looking good. So that's fairly new. That's all that wall's all pushing out from the base. That's not good. That's not good at all. Still this seems to be permanent wet patch just here, despite all the hot weather we've had. Actually, come to think of it, it might be the heat that's doing for those ferns. They are not looking at all happy. Okay, some experts on the railway tell me what that is. That's a little metal peg sticking out the wall with a pin. In fact, it's a triangle. I've got a triangular profile, little pin sticking up at right angles. Must have hung something on there, a lamp perhaps. Perhaps the experts can tell me. Further up the track bed now. Seems to be a little bit clearer here. Still quite damp underfoot. I guess that's, you can attribute that to the springs, the general status of the ground, which is what caused the railway so many problems with landslides. I think they opened up a can of worms when they dug this cutting. Hear a buzzard in the trees somewhere there. Very pleasant walk this, nice and cool, nice and quiet. Oh, the odd bird of prey. And right now we're approaching the legendary landslip. That closed this line in 1958. So they couldn't be bothered to dig it out, it cost too much money. There we are. You'd earn your crust if you dug that lot out. There's a lot of stuff. I'm getting closer to the North Tunnel portal now. It's damp underfoot, but at this point it's normally very wet underfoot, so it must have dried up quite a bit. Not seen it this dry, for want of a better word, before. One of the original clay pipes that was meant to keep control of the springs. That must be 15-16 inch diameter. So you can see the kind of scale of the problem they got once they started disturbing the ground. Here we are then, the north portal of the Hook Norton Railway Tunnel in all its glory. And we'll have a closer look at the battlements in a second. There's the old permanent way hut, minus its roof. Then we'll just move up over that buttress. Have a look up at the top of the wall. Here we are. Get a closer look at that feature up there. There we are. Another mini picture frame motif, that's really nice. And down again to the buttress wall on the other side. View inside the tunnel. And the floor of that is absolutely bone dry. That's normally under 6 to 8 inches of water. And you can normally hear water actually running into the in from the structure somewhere down inside the tunnel. That's the first time I've ever seen that bone dry. Well, I never.
And with a bit of adjustment to the torch, you can see a bit further down the tunnel. Lovely. In general, I have to say these quite a few places now. You can see how the ash tree canopy, the leaf canopy up there is thinning, and it's letting a lot more light in places, not all the way up, but in places. But the general consensus is basically these ash trees are in a bit of a state. There's a nice view back down the cutting towards Swerford Road Bridge. Another new wall collapse. That one looks fairly recent as well, and I can't help thinking that this is in part being caused by that tree. Things like that tree. That tree's massive, and I think the roots are getting down behind the wall and pushing the wall over. I'm fairly convinced of that. It's such a shame. All that beautiful workmanship gets pushed over by a tree. And wouldn't you know it, on the way back to the car, I found another one of those little pins with the triangular profile. So, is that carrying communication cable? That's another option. Experts, please let me know what this is for. And a 1-inch metal bar sticking about the track bed. Anybody want to let me know what that was? It's absolutely solid. It's fixed into the ground. Answers, please. Thank you. And before we close, a look at 5 of the 7 Oxfordshire pyramids forming part of the main viaduct, basking in the late morning sunshine, looking resplendent apart from a bit of ivy. We can get a little bit closer. There we go.